So
Things. Yes.
I can imagine a Miranda House pass out giving an interview in Utmalingrish Primary School, and and so did I also. I also gave an
Yes.
interview in class 3, teaching maths in class 3.
Okay.
So maybe that was the protocol that time. And
That was the thing. Yes.
Auntie, I will just confess here in front of you that the best years of my life, those 3 years in Utmal English Primary School, they are the best. I mean, I was into
Yes.
banking services for 35 years, but
Yes. Yes.
I enjoyed those 3 years more than anything in my life.
That is why you still remember and continue with getting together all the teachers.
Oh,
Correct,
that is why I
correct.
think I am interviewing you now here in Kanswal
I
Radio.
think that is the proof. Yes, that is
Yes.
the proof.
So,
Quite right. Quite right. Yes.
yes, after 30 years of our association,
I know.
we are together.
I know. We remember so much.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, Auntie, I know you are a mother of two very intelligent and smart daughters. Malini, that is Tikli, and Pridarshini, that is Ritu, another very elegant small child becoming one elegant lady. Now, tell us the atmosphere with two lovely daughters and Gupta sir at home. I mean, you can narrate some incidents you would like to share from your family with all our listeners. Yes, Auntie.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Baljit. See, regarding our life with the two daughters, I will get back to Kanjmahal days only. Because once we left Kanjmahal, one by one the girls left home. They went for their studies, their jobs, trainings and marriage, and so they were away from home. But the home life, the family life in Kanjmahal added to the happy times there also.
Okay.
And it was such a comfortable life, no tension, no stress. The girls had their schools, either they went by bus or cycling in that lovely surroundings to Montfort.
Yes.
And Gupta sir had his foundry, which was his second home. The factory and the foundry was his second home. So he would spend hours beyond the scheduled times. Anytime there was a special dhalai, he would go there, whether it is early in the morning or late at night. He would be there, and I never worried because the place was so easy. He just walked back home, and there was nothing to worry. And another thing is that his first priority was his work. He was a total karma yogi. His work was everything to him. But not that he neglected his family. He was very much a very proud father of the daughters, and he was a very easy person to live with.
Okay.
And he was not the strict kind, neither was I. So the atmosphere at home was very comfortable. We'd have long chats, long discussions, sometimes even arguments, sitting on the front veranda of our house. Whenever he had free time and we all were free, especially Sundays, he'd sit there, and he had varied interests. He was very interested in music. So he gave a good grounding of music because he would listen himself to so many kinds of music, whether it is Western classical, jazz, pop music, or Indian classical, Indian folk, Hindi movie songs, Rabindra Sangeet. He would sing himself. He was a very good singer. He would sing himself and teach the girls all on the veranda.
Okay.
All things. So others, our neighbors could also hear all the singing that was going on in our veranda. So we had long chats, long discussions, and one funny incident comes to my mind, that he was never interested in seeing movies.
Okay.
He was not. He was interested in books. He read a lot of books and he heard a lot of music, but movies was not his choice.
The open air theatre.
Open air theatre, we would see the movies, but he would be sitting inside and chatting with his friends. He
Okay.
would never watch the movie.
Okay.
Once we managed to persuade him to take us to Rourkela to see, I can't remember the movie, but it was supposed to be a good movie.
Okay.
So we all went, we sat at, it was some hall near Ambagan, I think.
Yeah, Deepak
The
Hall.
car was parked. Maybe.
Deepak Talkies. Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
We went there and the movie started. He was all right. The moment that song and dance sequence began, he said, I'm just going out. He went out, came back after 10 minutes and told me quietly, I'm staying outside. You all enjoy the movie. I'll be outside.
Okay.
So I'm going for a haircut. So from there he went, had a haircut.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure he had chai and things other places and kept sitting in the car till we finished. That was the last and first time that we asked him.
Great.
We never asked him. We all went. And then another thing I remember about our family life, as you say, in Kansbal, were our dogs.
Okay.
Everyone, the two girls and their father were very fond of dogs.
Okay.
I was not so much, but then along with them I also became interested in dogs. One dog sort of adopted us. She came and while still a little more than a puppy, she came to our gate and kept sitting. So naturally the girls went out, gave her food, and then she became part of the family. She would never come inside the house, but always outside.
Okay.
Outside, she'll be at the gate, she'll be on our veranda and play with both Tikli and Ritu. They enjoyed playing with the dog.
Okay.
So we had a very comfortable family life. The girls had no stress, not like the stress that I see nowadays with parents of young children. No coaching, no tuition classes, no pressure. The teachers were excellent, whether it was UEPS or it was Montfort.
Yes.
I think it is the dedication of the teachers which helped, and the calming surroundings that all the students, even now those who are organizing all this radio, Kansbahal and things,
Yes.
excellent, full credit goes to them, how they have shaped their lives so well.
Great. Like sometime back when we were discussing, I was just talking to you. You narrated one incident about when Gupta uncle was not well in Delhi and some Ranjan Mahapatra tried to help you. You would like to tell me?
I would very much like to, sorry, I would very much like to tell what we have. Good, you reminded me, I wanted to say this. How much we have got back from Kansbahal, which we will never forget. In 2006, my husband had to have an emergency heart surgery.
Okay.
All those who knew him in Kansbahal knew he was a chain smoker. And that smoking, I think, ultimately led to his heart problem. Earlier, he never used to have any heart problem. And Dr. Panigrahi would always say that Mr. Gupta's medical file is the thinnest. It hardly has anything because he had a very healthy constitution.
Yes.
But when this heart surgery came up, all of a sudden he was admitted and he had to have an emergency heart surgery, and it became a very serious one. At that time, the first thought was, we are great believers in Prabhu Jagannath.
Okay.
So I rang up Ranjan Mahapatra and asked him. That was about 25 years after we had left Kansbahal, or not quite 25, 15, 20 years.
Okay.
I told him that this is what is the scenario. Please, can you give a puja at Jagannath temple? He said, not only will I do that, but I will immediately send by speed courier so that you can put it under sir's pillow.
Okay.
He did that. Not only he did that, in 3-4 days, the flowers, that Ashirvad flowers reached us. I could put it under his pillow.
Okay.
And then he also told us later on that for 3 days he had a diya burning in his name in Jagannath temple, which touched us so much. And another thing also I would like to say, that everyone's prayers and good wishes brought him back to life, and he lived a full life again for the next 12, 13 years. And when finally he did pass away, that also very quietly, without troubling anyone, he almost sort of walked away. And after that also, Raju Rai, whom we always remember him as the young deity Raju,
Yes.
who is now top man in Kanswal.
Yes.
He and Becky had a special puja done for him in my husband's name on the 4th day at the Jagannath temple, which also touched us so much. This is what Kanswal was, even 20, 30 years after we have left Kanswal. These memories will always, and these are the things, a person leaves behind, not money and property, but these memories and this good feelings of people are always there. And one more thing, Baljit, if I can say now, since we are talking about Kanswal.
Please.
After the 16 years that we left Kanswal, we were sort of flooded with all farewells from everyone, all departments, clubs, individual friends, everyone. But what was very, we are extremely grateful, and with humility we received that gift from the Gurdwara committee. The Gurdwara invited us for a special ceremony before we left, and they presented us with a siropa, which later on I heard was a very, very special sort of an honor given to a person. We were so touched and moved by this sort of this feeling of goodness and good feeling, friendship, affection, respect from the Gurdwara. I cannot tell you. I hope this will send my gratefulness and thankfulness to that Gurdwara committee. These things of Kanswal will never leave us. Though we'll go away, but these things will always remain with us. Yes, Baljit. I've become maybe too personal, but...
No, auntie, rather I am feeling little, how could I ask you such a question about Gupta uncle? You discuss about Lord Jagannath's Mahaprabhu puja and the offerings given to you. We have a faith in Jagannath Prabhu, though we come from different religion, but still I have a very strong love, strong devotion towards Jagannath Mahaprabhu. And as you discuss about Siropa given to you, given to uncle in Gurdwara also, this Siropa is given to a person who does something good for community in general, or maybe for Sikhism in particular, but a person who does something very good for the community, that kind of felicitation is given to the person.
That it makes it even more special now.
Yes.
Even more special, yes.
And we are coming to the end of our conversation here now.
Yes.
Every time I have been asked about from the people that you must ask the people where are they now. So, auntie, tell us where are you now? Where are your daughters? What are they doing? How they are married? Yes, auntie.
Okay. After we left Kanswal, we were for 3 years in near Ranchi, a place called Patratu. Then we shifted to Calcutta, spent a long time in Calcutta, where my husband retired and started doing his consultancy. Then he got a 6-month consultancy assignment in Delhi. So both of us went over to Delhi for 6 months, but that 6 months continued. They kept extending the 6 months till it became more than 4 years. And during that period, he got a lot of other consultancies.
Okay.
So he was very well settled. He was settled in his technical work. For his last years in his profession had been more administrative than technical.
Okay.
But here he was back to technical work. He was extremely happy, and I was also happy getting back to my
Delhi.
own city of Delhi. Yes, I
Yes.
was able to contact old friends who were all by now retired and has started a different chapter of our lives. The girls also by this time had got settled. Tikli had moved to Delhi also. She is now working as the head of the CSR department of JCB India.
JCB India. Okay.
And JCB India, yes. Her daughters are also grown up. Elder daughter is working now, of course, online with in the communication and research field.
Okay.
And her younger daughter has just finished her class 12 and has just got admission to Indraprasth College in Delhi.
Wonderful.
And in Indraprasth College. Ritu's settled in Mumbai. She is a senior post in Tata Sons in the HR department, and her daughter is doing her class 12, studying for her board exams next year.
Okay.
And I am sort of sharing my time between the two daughters, sometime in Delhi, sometime in Mumbai. Yes. More or less all of us settled in our particular lives, particular stage of our lives. Yes.
Yes. Great, Auntie. I mean, like this is a discussion, I think already I have extended the time, but would have liked to extend it more also. Like we were having such a, like it was.
I think I also talk too much.
It's okay. It's okay. So on behalf of team Kansba Radio and personally on my behalf, I would like to thank you for being a part of Kansba Radio and giving your valuable experience and interesting takes on Kansbahal and your life. Before I say goodbye to you, once again I thank you, Auntie, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Baljit, for giving me so much time. And when you start talking about Kansbahal, you can never stop. So I'm sorry if I have taken more time than your schedule. But thank you very much. And all the best to everyone, all those who are organizing this. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
After that engrossing session of Kansba Radio, it's time to say that this episode was brought to you by the combined efforts of the Compare team, the technical team comprising Muhammad Ali, in coordination with the core admin team. Till we meet again, goodbye, stay tuned.